Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me tell y'all something. Anyway, hello, welcome back to another video. Denny here in the Jeep. If you could see there, I am just outside Canadian Tire. Here in Canada, we call it crappy tire. Even though they got some good shit, it's not too bad. But yeah, I had a not a great, well, I had I guess not enough sleep last night. And then I had some work to do today. I'm looking very unkept. My hair is a disaster. I need a haircut, y'all, for real. But I had to go. I got called out last night for a job. As some of you know, I do locksmithing, and it's not very typical to have to go out late at night. I don't really advertise to the public, so I don't get these calls very often, but I do have clients that are like landlords and property managers, and once in a while I'll have to do something after hours. So I had to go to an area called Sherwood Park in the greater Edmonton. It's a different municipality, but it's only like 20 minutes from the main city here. It's another big sprawling suburban type of place. I'm actually here now. Ironically, I had to come back today to do other work, and this is the crappy tire store here. So yeah, it's sometimes difficult. You know, I've clients, and what happened was they had a tenant that was locked out of the bedroom. She couldn't get in, and this was like 11 at night last night, and she needed in soon as possible because she had to go somewhere in the morning, and her purse and her ID and her car keys and everything were in the bedroom. So I went and saved the day and then drove all the way back. Had a little tough time getting back to sleep, but and then I was up and at it again today. And yeah, just a quick video on maybe what you can expect sometimes if you decide to quit your job and try the self-employment contractor lifestyle. This is what you get sometimes, a lot of unpredictability. You don't know exactly what one day to the other is going to be like. You don't know how busy it's going to be, or if you're going to make any money. I learned now, and then I'm learning that it takes a lot of unpaid work that you have to do in between, and that's something you have to be prepared for, and it's something I'm still getting used to. And the extra running around and the errands you have to do, and yeah, and some days it's just, honestly, it's just really difficult to make money. Some days it's you know, you've got your expenses which have gone up and up and up, and it's hard to pass those on to the customers, because then they you know, you still want to stay competitive, and you don't want to taint that relationship. So you got to kind of tread carefully and increase the prices a bit where you can, and find clients that are understanding and not, you know, hard asses or complete cheapskates. Because you know, you find those clients that just want everything cheap, it's gonna hurt you. You may get the work, but you're not getting ahead if you're not charging for your time, and you're putting in a lot but not getting much out of it. So that's part of it. And then you gotta be careful not to go too much the other way, where you price yourself out of the market, and then your clients just start calling somebody else because you're too expensive. So walking the tightrope all the time, like Stevie Ray Vaughan says, walking the tightrope. Yeah, that's definitely stuff you need to consider. If you have a stable job now, unless you really hate it, unless you really want to chase a specific dream of being your own boss and you really know what to do and you already have things planned and organized, I wouldn't just jump out of your 9 to 5 and into something right now, because it is difficult. Like I said, it all depends on your situation. I mean, there are days when sometimes I think, oh shit, did I do the right thing? Did I make a mistake, man? Like, sometimes I wish I was back at my 9 to 5. But overall, in general, I'm looking at the past almost 2 years of doing this, and just from like a mental health and lifestyle, it's been a great decision. I love doing it this way, not having that strict schedule and punching in, punching out, and giving up most of my labor to a company and then getting a small percent, like whatever it is, 30% in return. Yeah, and I've honestly struggled with, like, just being on time, to be honest, like having to be right somewhere in an office right at a specific time. I've struggled with that. I always get delayed and my timing is always a bit off. You're cutting it close and then you gotta take a piss or something and you forget something, you gotta go back to the car, and then by the time you drive to the work, or I'll be stupid and forget to fill up my gas the day before, and in the morning I've got almost an empty tank and I gotta stop for gas first before I even make it to work, so I'm always a few minutes late. And yeah, just stuff like that was not, I guess I wasn't built for that or something. I'm built more for this. I've become more and more independent, like super independent. Just want to be my own person and figure all this shit out for myself and get more benefits, get more mileage out of my labor, instead of, like I say, kicking back most of it to a company that I'm helping pay all their overhead and their advertising. And now I was using a company vehicle for locksmithing, so they pay for all that, which was nice, but now I got to pay for my vehicle. But overall, I mean, if the thing is, if it's busy, like if there's work coming in, I'm doing better in terms of efficiency and how much money I'm making if I'm on my own versus for a boss. Because for a boss, when you're working, even if you're like super swamped, super busy, it doesn't make a huge difference on your paycheck unless you put in some overtime. And I think I talked about this in a previous video, but when you work for yourself, you get more out of it. The busier you are, the more money you make. The longer you work, the more money you make. And like basically all of it goes to you. So yeah, that's one of the key differences to keep in mind. But the other downfall is there's no stability. It's unpredictable and can be stressful. But if you got things organized, and if the job you're doing, whether you're a plumber or whatever skill you're doing, if you're an IT person, the main thing is just knowing the work and being competent at the trade and at the skill, and just making the customer happy. That's, if you could do that, that's half the battle. And then the other stuff is just sometimes has to do with luck and how many referrals you get, and just how busy, what the demand is in the market. If there's, in locksmithing, if there's higher crime sprees and whatever, we get a little bit busier. Or sometimes if the economy picks up and does a little better, we do better because people have more money to invest in security, or that they're neglecting upgrading their locks and doors, and now they have money to do it in the budget, so they do it, and we get we get the work and everybody's happy. And, you know, I'm doing the side hustles. I got the food delivery thing going to kind of fill in the gaps in between. And like I said, that doesn't pay a lot, but sometimes a little is better than nothing. Even, you know, 30, 40 bucks here and there minus, or even after you pay for gas. Let's say you make 50 or 60 on a shift and 20 bucks gas, you know, whatever, 40 bucks. It adds up if you do that, whatever, maybe 10 or 15 times a month. But yeah, quitting your job, working for yourself, it's risky, and it's not for everybody. That's for sure. And yeah, it's just uncertain. You don't know how long it's going to last, which way it's going to go. I'm going to hang in there as long as I can. It's going not too bad, not great, but I'm working on some things, and hopefully it will pick up. And yeah, I'm not a quitter. Ain't never gonna quit. Quitting just ain't my shtick. I think that's Barry White. Isn't that a Barry White song? Quitting just ain't my shtick. So yeah, don't give up if you decide to do it. Don't give up easily after a few months and just tap out and go crawling back to your boss. Give it some time. Make some sacrifices. Take out, loan some money. Take some credit out, whatever. You know, you'll be in debt, which I'm in debt, partly because of my previous lifestyle, and added in when I started the business, I spent a lot. It was on credit. I'm slowly paying it down. It's just been a trickle. So trying this YouTube thing out, which I'm enjoying, but not really expecting much out of it anytime soon, maybe further down the road. And yeah, if you're, speaking of doing side hustles and going out on your own, exploring ways to make money on your own, YouTube is something you should explore. And, if you're new to this channel, or if you've watched some of my videos, I am part of the small YouTube army. And I want to encourage people to do what I'm doing. And I know it's difficult. And, honestly, I don't have the budget for to hire people to do editing or any fancy or flashy things or high-end equipment. I don't have any equipment right now that I can afford. So I'm just doing it this way for a while. And just a reminder, this is all you need. You don't need to be like those professional guys. I'm hoping, what I'm doing and other people similar to me, we can change the game a little bit and make it a viable thing for people like us to be on here and actually have an impact and get, thousands of viewers and be, legit on the platform, and not just these like huge channels that have all these budgets. And don't worry, I think a lot of the the million subscriber channels and all that have all the equipment, I think a lot of those people already had money going in to invest in all this. They probably were wealthy from other sources, or they had money donated to them, or they're just in a different circumstance. And people like us, if you're watching the blue collar folks that are just kind of living paycheck to paycheck, and you want to start speaking your mind on YouTube, it's it's really difficult to compete with that. So all you could do is just get a phone and a camera and just talk and express yourself, give advice, tell your story, answer some questions, engage with the audience like I'm doing. I'm getting more comfortable now speaking. I'm still not that great, but hopefully get better and better. And yeah, I hope this inspires you to start a channel if you haven't. And if you do, I will check out your channel if you already have. You know, you want to put it in the comments down there if you're a small YouTuber and you want me to check it out. And again, subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of stuff. And I've also put in a PayPal donation link if you want to. It's in the description in the video, as well as my channel description if you want to donate something that way to help out. And yeah, that's it for now. That's all I got as far as just a warning about quitting your job and what you might expect venturing off into the world of self-employment. And I'll probably make videos about this, and I've talked about this subject on a couple other videos as well, so you can check that out. I'm sure there's a lot more that I'm not saying now, but anyway, just thought I'd pop on and let you know. I hope you're all doing well, and hope you have a good spring, because the weather's changing, and that can bring up could cheer people up a little bit, get the mood a little better. You'll get some more vitamin D, especially up here in Canada. Days are getting longer. We're getting some sunshine finally. And yeah, just march on one step at a time. Do what you need to do. Times are tough, but we are tough people, and tough times make strong people. So peace. God bless you. Have a good rest of the week. We'll see you on the next one.